Welcome to game number 3 of the Sultan Smackdown. We've got 3DB playing as the Ayyubids, the variation civ for the Abbasid dynasty, and his opponent over on the opposite side, it is MarineLorD playing as the brand new Japanese on their home turf. Look at this beautiful Japanese spring biome. You already see him moving out to the dock because Japanese fishing boats are cheaper, and we've got Crackety here casting alongside of us in this tied up matchup.
Exactly. And as you said, MarineLorD playing as the Japanese here. We got 3DB playing as the Ayyubids. And we're going to be out here on Himeyama. Now, both players starting off on a little bit of a hill there. But we got that nice little pond there in the middle of it.
Look at the reflections. Ooh, look, I'm just showing them off. And there's some stone on the side.
Engine upgrades going on there as well in the back of it. And yeah, very, very nice look there on the water. And now it's going to be finished. MarineLorD going to be making some fishing ships there. Very cool move here for the Japanese as they get a pretty big discount on their fishing ships. It's only going to be 45 wood for every single fishing ship. So after 3 fishing ships, you basically got the same kind of wood discount in that the Ayyubids or the Bazaar have.
Yeah, and the first thing that's standing out to me, what I think is going to happen here, we'll see. I've been playing a lot of Ayyubids, and I've actually put up a few build orders on my YouTube channel that are very, very potent. And one of them that's really popular on water maps is you will see players go for a fast feudal age. I'm not sure if he's going to go for that here, but as you can see, look how cheap it is for him to move up the feudal age. I think he's going to forego it. But on some water maps, we do see this as an option to get out some super early aggression against openings, even if you can, kill the villager that's at the dock is something you can do. But there's so many cool age up options you can do here. The casino, the bazaar being a favorite, of course. Some random set of units is likely something we could see. We could see some villagers, but honestly, a lot of players trying out different ones right now. And that's really fun. I like it when it's not just one single path of what to do for age ups, and it's going to be the bazaar here for the Ayyubids.
Yeah, the Bazaar. It's a really, really interesting landmark choice. So you get a couple of traders every 3 minutes. I think it was 3, not 4 minutes. And with them, you can trade them in for gold for a couple of different bonuses. I believe you can trade them in for some unique units, Bedouin skirmishers, Bedouin men-at-arms as well, or what were called, Bedouin skirmishers and Bedouin swordsmen.
Yeah, I can never remember the name, so I'm glad you did.
You can trade them in for bonus villagers, you can trade them for traders, and resources as well.
Yep, but it's a little random, right? So we say this is the casino, and it can be really good, or it kind of depends. All of them are pretty nice options. I mean, opening up with traders right now, you can go out here as these trade posts, but they are bid maps, so a little vulnerable. I usually like, my favorite is, you got to get lucky, but if you could get the Bedouin, any of the infantry right away, since you don't have to research rams, like you can instantly get 4 of those and instantly drop a ram and take out like a second TC expansion, which Japan does a lot. I'm not sure if he's going to here with the water opening, but a lot of options which you can do early on. We'll have to kind of see what lucky units he gets at the beginning here.
And now Kura Storehouse is being rushed up by MarineLorD. Look at that, 6 villagers and very fast age up timing as well. So MarineLorD, he never went with more than 5 villagers onto wood. And that makes so much sense. Because of that huge discount on these fishing boats, you don't have to pull more than 5 villagers onto your wood line, onto your straggler trees, or to be able to mass up these fishing ships. MarineLorD got 3 of them out.
Yeah.
Now, considering that there aren't too many shoreline fishers in, it looks like he's going to stick with 3. He's not going to make any more. But what this allows him is he's got the water, and he's going to get a really quick fuel age up timing behind all of that as well.
And he could train, a junk here in the middle, which would defend the middle quite easily. Thank you so much for Friendly Fire coming in with that sub. Thank you so much. But then we got the Kura Storehouse back at home. This is going to be free farms. It's going to generate farms over time automatically. And then once that fills up with enough farms, it passively generates wood. So a nice economic landmark there for the Japanese. And let's see, did he already choose his first purchase? Did I miss it?
He did. He went for the villagers. He got 2 villagers out of that for 125 gold. So 2 additional villagers spawned in there. We can see 1 trader is remaining. He can now choose between getting 2 traders or 2 Bedouin skirmishers, which act as sort of like a little bit of a weaker javelin thrower.
Yep. Yeah, let's see if he goes for it. Okay, so you need, for this reason, you need to put a lot of villagers on gold when you're going to do this strategy. It kind of reminds me a little bit of like playing Malians and going Farimba. It's like you just slap a bunch of vills on gold and you get a bunch of cool shit out at your landmark. And there he chooses it. There you see instantly spawning in. He exchanged that gold, and now he's got, let's look at the stats here in this Bedouin skirmisher just so you can see it there. An extra 7 versus light infantry, so that's a pretty cool unit. Heading out mid, he could perhaps pick up the villager here. I'm kind of surprised MarineLorD hasn't run it home, because you kind of expect at this point that there's probably some pressure coming. So this villager could be in a little bit of danger as far as something he could pick off. Perhaps he'll go here on the other side, and then there's a barracks for MarineLorD and a lot of unique infantry options. You want to tell chat a little bit about the different units you can get here out of the barracks for the Japanese?
Yeah, so you can get a samurai out, which is the men-at-arms for the Japanese. Costs a little bit of bonus gold, but with that bonus gold, the Japanese samurai actually gets a block attack. So every now and then, out of combat, they recharge a secondary bar above their health bar, which is going to block the next incoming attack. So whether it's a charge, whether it's a sprinkled attack, that attack will do no damage to the samurai. We also got the AnMagicalCow, which is a very fast no-counter unit. Oh, villager there goes down to the Desert Raider. Very nice. Which is very fast, attacks very fast, has a lot of range. Not very expensive as well, 60 food, 20 gold, so 80 resource total. And last but not least, the Katana Bannerman, which you can only make once you reached a daimyo, which is another unique mechanic for the Japanese, which is going to buff up your melee infantry units.
Yeah, and you mentioned that daimyo. By the way, while that fight was going on, we saw a villager go down. It's fun kind of seeing this Desert Raider out here. It can switch between melee and range. A unique thing here for the Ayyubids, but he's gonna be backing off. It looks like MarineLorD's kind of stopping him for now. He's got a few of his Yumi Ashigaru, which are a very light archer. You see how cheap they are, and they're quite speedy. But while that's going on, let's talk a little bit about this daimyo manor. So the Japanese, they can spin stone to upgrade their town center. I call it a keep center over time. Is kind of what it turns into. Eventually, it's got a rocket that flies out of it. But essentially, you get a villager when you do this upgrade, and then it's going to buff up the attack of your town center. It's going to buff the farming around it, which look, landmarks are already providing. So a lot of incentive to do that. And not only that, you get passive stone when generating gold, and passive gold when getting stone. So you can kind of work towards that tech pretty easily.
Yeah, now we see MarineLorD pulling a lot of villagers over to stone. Question is going to be, is that for a second TC or is that for a daimyo man? And now he did invest a lot into archers, but they only have 4 attack damage instead of 5. And in order to get that up to 5, you need that Yumi Bannerman, which you can only make with a daimyo, and another villager is going to get taken down.
Yep. Okay, 2 TCs, or 2 villagers have been picked off right now by B using those range capability of the Desert Raiders and his scout. Now these units, they're pretty unique. You can train them at the stable or at the archer range. It's kind of crazy. You can train them from both. So a little hard to scout sometimes if they're going for them or not. And then the fact that they can switch between their abilities. And while that seemed like a really OP attack there, their stats aren't as good as you think of some of the other camel counterparts of the Abbasid dynasty. So these things melt pretty quickly. You can see no ranged armor. So if they go up against a bunch of Yumi archers, that would be a problem for them. But he's doing a good job of using them with maybe their intended purpose. Desert Raiders. He's been able to pick off 2 villagers so far. Is there still a villager here? No, they ran.
Yeah, the range attack. It's not as potent as the range attack from normal camel archers that we see from the Bazaar. But it's still very nice, and being able to switch back and forth between melee and range is also very, very unique. They're mainly intended to be like the anti-cavalry unit, because in their melee form, they get 5 melee armor, and they do 30 damage with a plus 13 bonus against cavalry. So you can't really make any cavalry units against them. Even in the feudal age, like there's not going to be any horsemen, and it's a perfect counter unit to the French as well.
I'm kind of surprised he hasn't taken him down here and killed these fishing boats, because I feel like he maybe could get away with that. And yeah, you said it exactly right. You want to use these for countering enemy cav. Don't mass them expecting to kill an infantry army like that. I don't expect to see B engaging this army. And if you do see them, archers is going to be one of your best bet for dealing with them. And right now, going to get in there, maybe pick off an archer or 2 there, but underneath the towns, they're going to have to back off ultimately. Yep, you see MarineLorD trying to get within range. Scout might go down, some sheep there as well. Down it goes.
Ooh, it looks like behind all of this, B is also going to be looking into trading. He just dropped a market in the corner. And what's very interesting, you look at B right now, he killed 2 villagers, but he's almost 10 villagers ahead right now by 9 villagers leading. And that is because he was able to get like these quote-unquote free villagers, as well as some traders from that bazaar. So it's also very much an economic kind of age up.
Yep, so we've got, of course, the Bazaar handing out some military units, some eco. He's able to do a little eco damage, and now he's adding trade behind this. So his economy going to be in a nice position early on. Bazaar, of course, has a lot of RNG, and now we see, look at that infantry. He's kind of been building up a force back here at home. MarineLorD did drop down a second TC, so he's got 2 town centers. It does look like he upgraded his daimyo, so if we look on these villagers, or the changed perspective, they should have the farming bonus essentially right now, so plus 25% right now for the harvest rate. And age 2 golden age for the Ayyubids has just come in. I'll hover over it so you can see all the different bonuses. They're different from the Abbasid. First is villager gathering rate, and then you have research speeds, then production speeds. Siege unit costs are cheaper, which is maybe my favorite one at 50, and then if somehow you get 75 structures because you've been playing for an hour and a half, camel units attack 20% faster. So right now he's sitting there on golden age 2.
A lot of bonuses there from that, and now we see B. Actually, he's got a very, very large army mass out here right now. He's also still leading in the economy. MarineLorD is on that second TC, but it's not paid off so far. That second landmark from B, the Bazaar, is just certainly paying off now when it comes to the economy. Fishing ships now also going down. MarineLorD, he's trying to escalate his archer numbers behind this, dropping down additional 2 archer ranges. He's up to 4 archer ranges right now.
Yep. And I was watching during this fight. I was thinking back to, okay, you get additional production speed at 30. That doesn't count on age up for Ayyubids, does it? I assume no.
It doesn't. It doesn't.
That would be crazy.
That would be, yeah, that would be a little bit crazy. They can still go with the Culture Wing advancement, which makes it so in Castle Age it's going to be 500 less resource to age up with and 40% faster. That it can be also very, very good because it's you can do it in the spur moment, and these camels are dead.
These camels walked into the wrong corner. MarineLorD was able to build himself a palisade wall, and look at that. When you do get within range, those camels taking a lot of damage. A few of them are just barely have any HP left. He lost, what, 1, 2, 3 of them. Oh, sneaky. He thinks like, okay, see the line of sight there. Oh, but he sees it. I don't know. That's going to work out. A ram at the front, though, might have distracted him enough. No, MarineLorD sees it coming in right now, so going to shoot at those camels. But rams coming in. Of course, you don't have to research siege engineering when you've got the Ayyubid, so he's able to very quickly do some damage to that town center. Let's see. Look at all the villagers he has in queue. That's a lot of villagers in queue.
Yeah, a lot of villagers, and looks like they're not going to be coming out anytime soon because now the TC 2 rams are on it. And B, he's got a really, really good army behind all of that. Yeah, that TC is not gonna stay alive, and MarineLorD, he has to fall back now.
Yeah, the Japanese, a booming powerhouse in most matchups, I'd say, but the Ayyubids really bringing in the pain here. It does look like those fishing boats are no longer fishing in the middle of the map. Right now, the Ram's now going to be working on his military production, which is away from his town center now. With the Japanese, you typically build your units or your army production buildings away from the TC because you want to save the slots nearby for your farming because of the buffs. But that does make it a little susceptible to ram pushes like this. Because look at this. This is outside of the aura there of his daimyo.
Yeah, now he only has 1 barracks, so that barracks going down means MarineLorD doesn't have the necessary production buildings to go for a samurai switch. He's got a samurai in queue right now. He upgraded that one as well to the hardened samurai, or rather the normal samurai version. And he's only going to get 1 out here. He needs a lot more army in order to hold what B has here. Lots of horsemen also now in queue for B. He's already got 18 out on the field.
Yeah, that army count continues to grow right now. I think the power spike of that Bazaar has kind of reached full tilt at the moment. That economy just in a really good position. MarineLorD trying to stay back, trying to fight underneath his daimyo, and he is getting some good shots there with the Yumis. He does have the bannermen right now, so you can see that bannerman there in the middle, providing some buffs to that army. But the Rams have decimated his military production. Spearman getting 1, 2 horsemen down right there. So MarineLorD microing his butt off right now. And I don't know. We'll see how this ends up going. Horsemen pushing in, but the Spearman being microed down. B's getting closer and closer. And this is what MarineLorD wants. He wants him to be underneath this town center, taking maximum damage from that daimyo. So his archer range probably going to go down with all these Rams. But Spearman numbers decreasing. Makes me a little nervous for MarineLorD.
And there's still more horsemen coming out right now. And now the horsemen, they're deciding to dive. There's still 1 spearman remaining. That one's going down, and now no more spearmen alive. Where's the production buildings? 2 more barracks go up in the back line. But is that going to be enough? The Daimyo TC is still shooting right now. It has additional arrow firing right now with that Daimyo. Villagers also going down behind this, and B still leading in the army count.
Yeah, I think he's going to hold this. Looks like villagers are going to get in there and fight a little bit. And this is always so frustrating when you have resources in the bank and you know, like, if I just had another archer range, another barracks, like, he could be producing a lot more units right now, but he's able to hold. But the question will be, you know, what's going to be the long-term survivability here, because B's economy is still stronger than ever. He's still going to get some random villager and trader shipments. He's starting to build up some farms around his TC, so MarineLorD has to ride, but we'll see how this goes into the later stages of this game.
Yeah, lots of villagers idle right now as well. MarineLorD has to get them working again. Now he's 11 economic units behind right now. And 5 seconds until the trade ring refreshes again for 3DB. And it's gonna be villagers and wood and stone. So in theory, he could actually exchange 2 stone tickets and get a second TC going right now if he wanted to. Looks like he exchanged it for
some villagers.
Wood instead. Wood and villagers.
Yeah.
And goes for farm transition with that.
I thought that was a great demonstration of the defensive capabilities of Daimyo Manor. Like, yeah, you know, this wasn't the greatest battle when you consider all of the rubble in MarineLorD's base, but he did a good job keeping his army alive, kind of really pulling back and kept kiting and forcing B to take a fight underneath that Daimyo Manor, and it was what enabled him to ultimately hold off the Ayyubids. So you can see it, and it gets even stronger over time. You can see next level 600 stone, it'll get even stronger, but B, his forces will remember this. It kind of looks like maybe he's considering a transition up to the Castle Age. Seeing what
I think he needs to, because now MarineLorD, he's making a lot of samurai. And these samurai in the Feudal Age, they're really, really strong. Having that block every now and then, it just provides you with so much value. They also get 3 armor. So they're very, very tanky as a frontline unit.
Yeah. And MarineLorD grabbing a lot of gold right now. He is definitely, look at that, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 barracks, all making samurai. So that's going to be a hard unit to deal with if you stay in the Feudal Age. And I think that's why he needs to age up. But did he click to age up? I know it's bugged on the UI. Yes, he is aging up. So
he did. He is aging up. And with the advancement as well. So it's going to be a very, very fast age up. And he spent less resource on that.
Yeah, so it'll be interesting to see how MarineLorD reacts when he sees B hit the Castle Age. And then, okay, so B's going to hit the Castle Age. Grab his upgrades, likely, you know, for his horsemen, his archers. Does he have the faster? Yeah, he does have the faster production speed as far as getting up there, research speeds and production speed. What units do you think he's going to make? I'm seeing some barracks, so I think it's maybe some Gulam.
Yeah, first of all, immediately gets the upgrades in as well, because he gets that 50% increased research time. So veterancy upgrades are going to be researched very, very quickly. After that, probably just going to be Gulams. Just Gulam spam. He's got so much food in the bank. I think right now he can just flood Gulams and kill MarineLorD with that.
I really like this tower from B. He used this for line of sight to make sure MarineLorD doesn't escape out of the south side. He's trying to keep him pinned down. Everybody knows, you know, it's in the history books, and it works in Age of Empires too. You could starve your opponent away from the map over time, and now we see B's in the Castle Age. These upgrades coming in quite quickly. Another 25 seconds, and you have all this upgraded. I'm still not sure it would be enough to take on all these samurai, and he's kind of hidden them. I'm not sure if B saw these. Like, he probably thinks I can turn around and smash this army, but when those samurai show up, those are going to shred through these units, even from the Second Age. I think they would do quite good.
The Yumi Ashigara archers, 1.38 movement speed.
Yeah.
So they're actually faster than normal archers. They picked up a couple of the archers there from B, and looks like MarineLorD now wants to push out. Maybe make use of that timing and the amount of units that he has out on the field. 50 archers and 18 samurai.
Camel
It's
Lancer.
not a small army here for him.
Okay, looks like it could be a little bit of a pincer attack as he gets in the middle. We've got Gulam, we've got Camel Lancers. B's army in the middle of the map. Looks like he's moving forward. Gonna probably take that fight. Those upgrades for this horseman are in. He has his +2 range upgrade as well. So here we have it. Horseman engaging, MarineLorD completely surrounded. Can those samurai hold on against a Castle Age Ayyubids? That is a tough fight to take. B continuing to reinforce, of course, a fight here on his home turf. And it's going to be too much for MarineLorD to handle. MarineLorD taps out. 3DB going up in the series 2-1 with the Ayyubids there on the Japanese Spring biome.